Shalom Israel, Shalom. This is Brother Dalen. Want to give a call, Lord Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakwadash. Want to give a salutation to the elect elders of Israel that's been in this truth for decades, pushing this truth with all sincerity, humbleness, and meekness, and all subjection to the will of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Want to give a hearty shalom to you brothers out there that's teaching this truth out there in the highways and hedges rich in y'all lives. Want to say shalom to you, and want to give a shalom to the Akim Wa Akwath out there that's believing in this truth, right? And the 12 tribes that scattered abroad, right? And as you can see, the topic of this lesson, you know what I'm saying, Milk Mondays, right? Our first Milk Mondays here at TIC, right? And if you don't know what that stands for, it means the Israelite Calvary, right? Because the Lord told us to be soldiers, man. All right? But that's besides the topic. The topic is Milk Mondays. Can we, as Israelites, wear earrings? Right? So there's I know there's been a question for a couple brothers. You know what I'm saying? Some new brothers that's coming in this truth. You know what I'm saying? You got you know what I'm saying? You got doctrines out there that's saying you can't wear earrings. Earrings only for the men. That's what I'm saying. Earrings only for the women. You know what I'm saying? But we finna rightly divide the word of truth. Right? Then the scripture say, study that, show thyself approved, and rightly divide the word of truth. Let's get that first. Before we get anything, I want to get that. Right? Because we got to go into the scriptures and rightly divide the word of truth. Okay? Let's see. All right. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. And it reads, study to shew thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed. Right? So when you believe in this thing and you know what you're talking about, you should have confidence. I was going in that the other day, the video. I was saying if you don't know what you don't know what you're talking about, just keep your mouth closed, man. You know what I'm saying? If you know that you have no understanding, you gotta study to show that you gotta build yourself up in this thing, you know? That's why the scripture says study to show thyself approved, man. Right? Unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So like it, rightly dividing the word of truth. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rightly divide the word of truth. And as you can see, I had precepts already listed. I'm gonna go into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a brother he told me about Leviticus 21:5, which can be a stumbling block, so like it, which can be a stumbling block if you don't go into the precepts, because there's many accounts to where our forefathers in the scriptures are wearing earrings, right? The men, women, and the children, right? So let's get Leviticus 21:5. Let's see what it's talking about. Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5. And they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. Okay? Now, what we want to focus on is nor make any cuttings in their flesh. Right? So brothers might be thinking, see, this is going into see, you can't have earrings, you can't have no piercings, none of that. That's cuttings. But that's not what he's talking about. First and foremost, let's see who the Most High is talking to, right? Because as we know, Genesis to Deuteronomy is the law of Moses. The first 5 books is the Torah, right? First 5 books of Moses. So Moses is speaking. So the Most High is speaking to Moses to tell the children of Israel, right, through these different accounts. Now through the law, through these different accounts, like in Exodus, like when you start at middle of Exodus, beginning Leviticus, all the way into Deuteronomy, Moses give different accounts. He speaks to the men on a separate account. He speaks to the women on a separate account. right? Then he speaks to the priests, to the Levites, right? So you got to understand these things. That's why the scripture, let me get this, Isaiah 28. Isaiah 28, right? Verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept. Look at this, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. The one I want to focus on is line upon line, because brothers be quoting precept upon precept, this and this and that. But in order to get the proper context and what's going on in the chapter, you must go line upon line upon line. Because brothers just get to quoting scriptures and start breaking everything down wrong. You know what I'm saying? Try to go into the precepts and try to get too deep when it ain't even talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't even know what's going on. So that's why it's important to go line upon line, especially Christians, they like to come up and quote different scriptures that and especially in the writings of Paul. But you know what I'm saying? But who was Paul writing to? That's why you got to start beginning of the chapter and see what's going on, right? And that's what we're finna get into, Leviticus 21 and 5. Going back. So I'm gonna start at verse 1. Let's get the proper context and see who was the Most High even talking to. Before I even break that Leviticus 21 and 5 down, I'm gonna see who is this even this whole chapter is pertaining to a certain group of men. Check that out, okay? Leviticus chapter 21, right? And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, speak unto the priests. Look at this. Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people. So in this chapter is pertaining to the sons of Aaron, right? The high priest, if you will, right? Because a lot of brothers quote Leviticus 21 and 5. I seen a lot of brothers out there in the highways and hedges, when they cutting up Jake, when Jake done got a beard on their face, they'll pull Leviticus 21 and 5. But if you're not careful, Leviticus 21 and 5, that's talking about the high priest, the sons of Aaron, right? Now Leviticus 19 to 27 is talking about that's another precept where it's telling Israel to keep beards on their face. Leviticus 19:27. Now if you go to that, it's a difference. Because Leviticus 21 starts off and it says, speaking to the priest, the sons of Aaron. Now, Leviticus 19 and 27, just to prove a point, be quick on the sword. Leviticus 19 and 27 says, ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard, right? So it's going into not balding your hair, or nor shaving off your beard, nor destroying your beard, right? Let's see who is this talking to. Just to prove a point, Leviticus chapter 19, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord Yahweh, your God, am holy. You see? So this chapter is pertaining to the whole congregation of Israel, right? And Leviticus 19:27, that's talking about Leviticus 19:27, that's talking about all the men of Israel. But Leviticus 21 on down is pertaining to the sons of Aaron, the high priest. You see? Now, brother, if you not, which we don't know, you know what I'm saying, if we, you know what I'm saying, at this, we know we Israel because the Spirit bear witness, Abaratasa, but we don't know who we what line, what patriarch, right? Brother, now, if you a Levite, if you say, okay, I'm from tribe, I'm a Haitian, I'm a tribe of Levi, you may think you the sons of Aaron. Well, brother, this might apply to you. But if you a Judite or a Benjamite, if you from any other, even if you a Levite, you're not sure if you a descendant of the sons of Aaron, right? This pertains to the priest, the sons of Aaron, meaning the high priest, the sons of Aaron, because Aaron was the high priest, right? Aaron was Moses' right hand man. if you will. That was his brother. But to get to the point, this pertains to the sons of Aaron. And right now, until Yahweh shall come back, we don't know who are those priests, those high priests, those sons of Aaron. So this doesn't pertain necessarily unto you. Like me, I'm from the tribe of Judah, right? Yasharah Laban Yahweh. I'm a Judite. So this wouldn't necessarily pertain to me, because I'm not through the spirit. I don't believe that from me believing I'm a Judite, right? I'm not a son. I'm not one of the sons of Aaron. Cause you got to be. It's a Levite. This is a Levitical priesthood, Levi, right? You see, Leviticus, starts off with LVI, Levi. Lawyer in the Hebrew mean lawyer, which meaning law. So we get the word lawyer from, right? It's a quick 101. But anyway, yeah. So this really pertains to the sons of Aaron, really Levite, not Levi. If you're a Levite, if you're a Levite, don't look at okay, I gotta do, because you don't know you're the sons of Aaron. This pertains to the sons of Aaron, the high priest of the Levites. So you know what I'm saying. But we're gonna get into the etymology of nor make any cuttings in their flesh to get a proper understanding, right? The interlinear concordance, right? Any cuttings. Let's get it. Strong H. Let's see. Click.
Strong's H 8296, Seret, and second entry, Sareteth.
Right, incision cut, outline like incision cut, right? Cuttings. See, now incision cutting, that's different from a piercing. Brothers, you talking about piercings. Cuttings and piercing, those are totally different things. I'm gonna prove it through the etymology and through documentation, right? Real world documentation, if you will. I'm gonna show you some images. Give me a minute. Right? Strong definition. Well, let's get to the root word. Want us to get to the root word. See that? Want us to get to the root word. So let's get to the root word, right? Satarat, right? To incise, scratch, tattoo, cut, to make incision. See, no tattoos, right? Right? Because when you tattooing yourself, you incisioning yourself, right? That goes, right? And that's still no print any marks upon you, a tattoo, right? Or don't make any cuttings for the dead. That's still going into that, right? Even though Leviticus 21:5 is saying to the sons of Aaron, it's still Leviticus 19 speaks to the whole congregation of Israel, which covers this too as well, right? To incite, scratch, to cut, to make incision, to be scratched, ladder created, strong definition, to gash, cut in pieces, to make cuttings and pieces. See, not piercings. Piercings is something totally different. All right. Matter of fact, let's prove that. Let me see if I can find a piercing precept. Piercings. Let's see some. It's only one. Piercings. Try Leviticus, Proverbs 12 and 18. Let's see something. Let's see if that's what I want. Proverbs 12 and 18. Let's see. Hold on. Like the piercing, right? Different word. Thrust, stab, piercing, right? Thrust. Something different, right? Piercing. A wound piercing. And it's going into combat. But as you can see, it's different. Cutting and piercing is something totally different things. And I'm gonna prove that. Right? Because we had earrings, which we had nose rings, earrings, all that, man. We the salt of the earth, man. What did you talk? We the salt of the earth. Right? The Egyptians ain't start that, but I'm gonna read this precept again, Leviticus 21:5, because brothers is stuck on this thing, man. They shall not make baldness upon their head, Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. Right now, cuttings. Now, as we went to the cuttings part, it means what? An incision. Like the RFID microchip. Like you can't incision. Like you incision. But the Lord said you can't do that, man. That's in the law. The Lord said you can't do that. All right? An incision, cuttings, incision. Now the Hamites did this, and this is what I wanted to show you. The Hamites did this, man. All right, to incise, scratch, to cut. Right, like tribal marks, all that nonsense. Let me show you. Let me like Killmonger for it. You seen Black Panther? Like this is not our culture. Like this is a Hamite thing, right? This is necessarily going to, you know how this is going to like print marks upon you. The Lord said you can't do that, right? It's also going to incision, because you gotta they take this big hot metal thing and they imprint it on you, like for example, you know, like the damn fraternity, the Greek fraternities, so-called HBCUs, right? How they get the little hot thing and they print it on you, right? Well, that's a heathen custom. The Most High said we are not to do that, or else get put to death. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you another. All right, incision. See, look, a surgical cut made. See, this is different from piercing. Incision, a surgical cut made in skin or flesh. Animal incision, cut, opening, slit. Right? It's different. You see, that's not a piercing. That's something different. See, and I'm gonna show you, like fashion, how people did this for fashion. How the Lord said you ain't to do that, right? Not for the dead, not for mark, not to prove a point, none of that, man. That's heathen customs. See, this is off. When did the Lord say do this, man? The Lord said you are not to do this. See that? That's an incision. That would be an incision. See that? You see the difference? She got her ears. You can see the earrings. She got her ears pierced, but the piercings and the cuttings, which is going into incision, is something different. You see that? That's off, man. We not. That's Hamites. We not to do that. All right. See that's incisions. You know, you brothers can see that, but we can't do that. All right. She got incisions all on the face. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how she got it, but if it's for fashion, then that's off, man. Which, I mean, it looks for fashion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean, you see it, all right? Now, I don't know how this came about. It says sacrification, harmful tradition, dies hard. Right? You can't do this, man. You can't do this to your children, man. Right? See, ham is off. Right? Look at that, man. When did the Lord say do this? You are not to do this, man. The Lord said we are holy people, man. Come on, let me get that, man. We are a holy people, man. We not to do that. Thou art an holy people. That's in Deuteronomy 7:6. You know, the classic. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God Yahweh. The Lord thy God Yahweh has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You see that? We get another one. Deuteronomy 26, man. You see something. Right, Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 18. And the Lord have avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he have promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments, to make thee above all nations, which he have made, in praise and in name, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? See? And in honor, that thou mayest be an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy God, as he have chosen, as he has spoken. Right? So, I mean, I mean, what is this? It's Jake. You know what I'm saying? You know, Jake ain't. Come on. This proves we not African, so-called Africans, right? Hamites, which are they biblical Hamites, all right, and Israelites are not the same, man. Look at this, all right? We tell Eve to do this, man. You know, she gonna look at you crazy, man. Right? Because we Hamites and Israelites, we not the same, man. The Most High not dealing with this, right? He not dealing with Hamites, man. Right? But anyway, man. All right, let's get to the precepts. So I got precepts which are accounts to where we were, and we still with earrings. It's in our spirit, right? And get Exodus 32 and 2, man. Exodus 32 and 2. All right. Exodus chapter 32, verse 2. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears and brought them unto Aaron. Right? So this is an account where had something to do with earrings. But the point is, our people was wearing earrings, right? But there was topic of this, the context of this chapter is Moses went away for a little bit to get the commandments, and Israel, these our ancestors, stiff-necked Israelites, faithless Israelites, was begging Aaron, you know what I'm saying, to make a motion image. So Aaron went off. Aaron talking about some, all right, give me your golden earrings, because that's what they did, made golden as a golden idol, whatever. But they went off. But the point is there was a count where they were earrings. You see, and get another one. Let me see. Exodus 35 and 22. All right. It's the one. Exodus chapter 35, verse 22. And it reads, and they came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and brought bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets, all jewels of gold, every man that offered an offering of gold unto the Lord Yahweh. Right? So earrings, keyword earrings. They was wearing earrings. It said men and women. And they was doing with an offering, right? Some type of offering. It was a peace offering, something. But you can read that chapter and get into the context of that, what kind of offering it was doing. But point is, earrings. They was wearing earrings, man. Right? Let's see. Bringing out these precepts. Oh yeah, I forgot the list of precept on there. I'm gonna get it. Let's see. I'm gonna start at verse 49. And they said unto Moses, thy servant have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for the Lord Yahweh, where every man have gotten of jewels of gold, chains, bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Right? And they offer an oblation, atonement, right, for their sins. And the context said, thy servants have taken the sum of men of war which are under our charge, and there lack of not one of us. So the Lord preserved them in battle. All right. So they wanted to give thanks to Yahweh. And they offered an oblation, right? An atonement from all the spoil they got in the war, in the battle. Right? Spoils of war. Right? They offered up all the jewels of gold, chains, bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, all that, man. It was getting down on the heathen. You know? But like earrings, man. Earrings, earrings is common today. It was common in the ancient world, man. You know? Don't let nobody that don't know what they talking about, that don't read the scriptures, that don't rightly divide the word of truth, tell you any different, man. Okay? Now we're gonna get Job, man. Job. So I'm bringing out these precepts to prove. I'm going precept upon precept, right? In proper context, and showing you that earrings is lawful, man. Right? I'm gonna prove that it's lawful. I'm gonna prove that piercings is lawful because it's a law on when like if you have a servant or whatnot and if you don't want to leave you, you supposed to awl his ear, which simply is a piercing. Simply is really a piercing. You supposed to awl his ear, and he'll be your servant forever, right? See, that's in the law. Like the Most High said, pierce your servant if you don't want to do this. If you want to be your servant, if you don't want to leave you, awl his ear, pierce his ear. Which meaning what? Piercings are lawful, man. And there's no law against having earrings. So if there's no, and we get into the account where in the law, where our forefather, we just read it in the law, we got like 3 precepts, or 4, right? We got 3 in Exodus, 1 in Numbers, right? In the law, where our forefathers and foremothers was wearing earrings, right? Now we finna go through the Tanakh, and we're gonna get one out of the Apocrypha, showing that we wore earrings, man. Right? And there's no law that says thou shalt not wear earrings, thou shalt not wear piercings. Right? Where there's no law, there's no sin on it, man. Right? And if you can use wisdom, you can see that I just read our people wear earrings, man. So I'm finna get more. But, you know. So now Job, now we finna get the count on Job wearing earrings. So Job, now, this is the chapter where the Lord took that hell away from Job that Job was going through. Took that burning affliction and hard furnace, that hot iron furnace, right? From Job, all the hell that he went through, losing everything. But he received a triple fold though, man. But I'm finna start at Job. I'm finna start at verse 10. Job chapter 42, verse 10. Just get to the point. And the Lord Yahweh turned the captivity of Job, which means took the hell away, when he prayed for his friends. Also the Lord Yahweh gave him twice, as much as he had before. And then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all that they had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house. And they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord had brought upon him. Right? Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah, he was testing Job through the spiritual demon Shaitan. Was testing Job to see if he gonna serve him or not, man. Right? Job had to keep the faith, man. And the Lord can do that to you. The Lord don't have to say, hey, I'm finna put you through hell, you know what I'm saying, this and that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gotta explain himself, man. The Lord the Most High Yahweh do what he want, man. And as a servant, you gotta serve him, man, because he want to know. Because ultimately everything is predestined. He knows if you gonna turn your back on him, or if you don't know you gonna serve him, man. Even when it seemed like he turned Job, even though like it seemed when he turned his back on you. That's when faith come in, man. But see, Job is a prime example of keeping the faith. But not to go off topic, I'm gonna get to it. Job chapter 42, verse 11. Then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house, and they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord Yahweh had brought upon him. Every man also gave him a piece of money, and everyone an earring of gold. See? Now, why would... Okay, let's see. Well, I'm going to continue to read on and get to the point. So the Lord Yahweh blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, and 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she asses. Right? He also had 7 sons and 3 daughters. Right? And gets to the count of that. Right? But it says, and everyone an earring of gold. So why would they give him a gift of earrings? And Job, he accepted it. He didn't rebuke it. Why would he? And he accepted it. So why would all that happen? And then there'll be a sin. All right. And he said, Job, Job, people may think the Most High brought all that hell on Job because he was wicked. He was going off. Well, that's not true. It says Job 1:1, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright. You see? And one that feared Yahweh and eschewed evil. So I mean, Job, if earrings was a sin, he said he eschewed evil. Job eschewed evil. He was perfect and upright. The Most High called him perfect and upright. Perfect in what? Keeping the commandments. Hating evil. Right? Salakia. Right? Hating evil. So Job knew if earrings are a sin or not. And he clearly didn't rebuke them. Those were gifts. All right? And why would they give him earrings if he didn't work? And why they give him, and there's nothing, why would they give him gifts, earrings as a gift? Right? That means if he didn't wear earrings, that means he was wearing earrings. That means Job had his ears pierced. That means Job was wearing earrings. Earrings are not a sin. Right? I mean, come on now, just use wisdom. We showing you proof. Now Job, a mighty prophet, right? One of the elect. Now Job is part of the elect. Job is going to be part of the 144,000. Job is probably back on the earth, man. Right? So if Job was going off for wearing earrings, why didn't the Most High rebuke him? Right? The Most High said he was perfect, upright, and eschewed evil. That's Job 1:1. So if Job wore earrings, Job was perfect, and Job was wearing earrings, then what that mean for the rest of you, right? That means you can wear earrings, man. Earrings is not a sin, man. Now, if earrings is not your thing, then you don't have to wear earrings, man. But it's not a sin if you wear earrings, if you have your ears pierced, you know what I'm saying? It's not a sin, right? Proverbs 6:25 and 11. Now, this is King Solomon using earrings. Oh, Proverbs 25:12. This is King Solomon using earrings in a parable and in an analogy, right? As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear. See that? So it's using earring in a positive light, right? Because King Solomon is one of the... I'm gonna put this in proper context for you, because brothers might be saying, "Well, that's just a damn proverb, a parable. What is that going into?" Well, these proverbs also goes into proverbs are wise saying. It goes into analogies in proper context. All of this is an analogy, a parable, or proverb, but it's also in proper context. Earrings of gold are what? Are highly esteemed, right? You saw that Job people brought earrings as a gift for him, which were what? Highly esteemed. Those are highly esteemed gifts, man. Right, to wear earrings. Right, so is a wise reproof upon obedient ear. Right? So if earrings of gold was wicked, why would King Solomon use earrings of gold in a positive light, talking about a wise reprover upon an obedient ear? You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know what I'm saying? That would be completely contradicting what he was saying in Ecclesiastes 7:13. Consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked? And what's crooked? Anything that's adversary towards the law of the Most High, right? The Mosaic law. What is sin? Sin is transgression of the law, man. Anything opposite. You doing everything totally different from what the Lord said. That's Esau. Esau's Shaitan. That's another thing. People want why we be calling the white man Satan, because Satan, on the Hebrew of Shaitan, which means adversary, right? And you see who's adversary? Esau. Esau is Satan, man. He's adversary. He's a devil. He's a deceiver. He's a liar. And this is, I mean, when you read, I mean, it's really going to consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight, which he made. Because ultimately, he made Esau crooked. Not to go off topic, but he made Esau crooked. He made him be the adversary, he the wicked, so he can destroy him. But I was saying, crooked is also anything adversary backwards, left. That's contrary to the law. So I mean, Solomon wouldn't use an analogy, a proverb, if a proverb quoting a specific item that would be adversary, that would be contrary to the law, and try to put it in the proper light. You know what I'm saying? So that's one to think about. That's kind of deep. Don't let that go over y'all heads, man. Right? Now I want to get to one I didn't right now, but I remember. That's the spirit, right? Song of Solomon, chapter 1. Now Solomon, the only thing about Solomon, that was the time to be, man. It was, how the world like to say, how Jake in the world like to say, drip down, decked out, man, iced out. Anyway, Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 10. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels. I mean, what? Solomon had them jewels in his mouth, man. He had them jewels, them precious stones, them diamonds, them emeralds, them rubies, man, them sapphires, all that. All that, man. Gold. He had them grills in his mouth, man. King. Right? Excellency. Right? How they like to say in the world, black excellency. Right? A king. Thy neck with chains of gold. Man, he had chains of gold, man. He was heavy, man. He was probably looking like a rapper. Right? But he was a king, man. He was looking like a king, man. Right? Verse 11. We will make the borders of gold with studs of silver. Now, what is this? Studs, you know anything about, that's earrings, man. Studs is another word for earrings. We will make the borders of gold with studs of silver. So King Solomon wore earrings, man. Our forefathers wore earrings. Let's get into that word studs. And like, bro, what stud? That's something different. You got scoffers out there. Songs of songs. You got scoffers out there. Let's get into the etymology. With studs. Studs. Nicole. That ain't what I really wanted. Puncturing brandy. See, look at that. Well, okay, we can take it. We can take it. Right, there's something that says speckle marked with points. It's something that's going to totally different. But strong definition going to the root word. It says not God, no code. Let's see what it's talking about.
Strong's H 5348. Nakod.
Right, nakod. Let's see the strong definition. Nakod from an unused root meaning to mark by puncturing or branding. See, puncturing. See, that goes into what? Earrings, piercings. Puncturing is another word for earrings, man. If you didn't know, puncturing. I mean, come on. We all been to school, man. Come on now. Puncturing, when you get your ears pierced, what they do, they puncture your ear. Right? Studs. See? So, we will make the borders of gold with studs of silver. Well, what? Studs meaning what? Borders, just meaning what? Earrings. We call them studs, man. Earrings. Right? That's plain, man. If you can't get it, man, I don't know what to tell you. All right? We're finna bring out some more precepts. We're gonna wrap it up. Isaiah chapter 3. Right, and it's going into the judgment of the daughters of Zion. And you, I mean, not to get off topic, Salakia, but I mean, if you look at the daughters of Zion today, you will see why Isaiah chapter 3 must come to pass. Right? Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 18. Just proof of point. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings. Right? Why? Because they wore earrings in the ancient world and they wear it today. I mean, it ain't nothing. Like, it ain't nothing. You know? Because it's just what? It's jewelry, man. It's fashion. Right? We get down, man. We the salt of the earth. You know? Let's see. Ezekiel chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 8. Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love, and I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swore unto thee and entered into a covenant with thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, and thou becamest mine. So this is the Lord speaking in, because if you know anything about Ezekiel and him prophesying, Ezekiel prophet, he's a more deep prophet. The Lord showed him more deeper signs and visions and wonders. He spoke in a lot of parables and dark sayings. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really black and white. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, Ezekiel, that's a lot of meat in here, man. It's a lot of meat. You know, that's meat, you know what I'm saying? Brothers might be saying, I spread my skirt over thee, and they say, what is the Lord talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's all parabolic, man. But reading on verse 9, then washed I with water, then washed I thee with water. Yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee. I anointed thee with oil. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and showed thee with badges of skin. So, before I read on, this is to get into how our Lord, our God, our power, Yahweh B'Shem Shai, blessed us, and how we put it in our spirit, and how He gave us these different things, to make us peculiar, like jewelry and the clothes and the array and all that, and the jewels. All that, man. The swagger, the walk, all that, man. You know. But this is going into like the fashion, the jewels, the garments, the clothes, right? And He said, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, right? And a chain on thy neck, right? And you see Jake in the world. Jake love wearing them chains, man. Gold chains, all that. You know, iced out chains. You know what I'm saying? They say you ain't got diamonds in it, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Verse 12. And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thy ears. Hold on, wait. The Lord said, and He said, and I put a jewel on thy forehead and earrings in thy ears. So how can that be going? How can earrings be a sin if the Lord Himself, Yahweh B'Shem Shai said, He said, and I, paraphrasing it, and I put earrings in thy ears, right? And a beautiful crown upon thy head. See that? I'm just read on. Thus was thou decked with gold and silver. Thy raiment was of fine linen and silk and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil. Thou was exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, saith the Lord God, our power, Yahweh B'Shem Shai. See? So, I mean, the Lord, this is the Lord, not boasting or bragging, but this is the Lord saying, this is what I did for you. This is my blessings. Not all his blessing, but this was a part of his blessing to what he did for the nation of Israel, how he blessed our fashion, our style, how the heathen, that's why, and it's today the heathen love what we do. They copy everything we do, our fashion, everything. The heathen, you know what I'm saying? Like they say in the world, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. I mean, they want our spirit, but they don't want them damn curses, man. You see? They want our style, but they don't want them curses that's on us, man. That's on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You see? But, you know what I'm saying? That just further proves that we are who we say we are, man. We the chosen people, man. Because who else gets down like this, man? Who else, you know what I'm saying? It's in the fashion. They're killing the, you know, these mega designer companies, they go into the slums and ghettos to see what the latest fashion, because why they get their fashion trend from you jakes, man, right? All that, man. I mean, the scriptures don't lie. We are the peculiar people, man. We are a peculiar people. But I'm gonna get another precept, man. Right? Going to the Apocrypha. Judith. Now this is going into the I'm gonna start at verse 1. I'm gonna just read it. Judah chapter 10. Now after that she had ceased to cry unto Yahweh, God of Israel, and had made an end of all these words. She arose where she had fallen down and called her maid and went down into the house, and when she abide in the Sabbath days and her feast days, and pulled off the sackcloth which she had on, and put off the garments of her widowhood, and washed her body all over with water, and anointed herself with precious ointment, and braided the hair of her head, and put an attire upon it, and put on her garments of gladness, wherewith she was clad during the life of Manasseh her husband. So this is going into the foremother Judith when she was done mourning. At the end of her mourning, now she's kind of similar to King David. When he went off, he was mourning for 7 days. Then after the 7, you know, wasn't nothing he really can do about his son, the firstborn dying. Well, not not his firstborn, but her firstborn. If you know what I'm talking about, Bathsheba's firstborn, but his son as well. You know what I'm saying? It was like at the end of his mourning, of his 7 days, or his mourning, or whatever. You know. So this is kind of similar. Like she's ending her mourning. Now she's putting on the raiment of gladness, if you will, right? And she took sandals upon her feet and put on her bracelets and her chains and her rings and her earrings. You see, she wore earrings and all her ornaments, decked herself bravely to allure the eyes of all men that should see her. See, and scriptures say that she was one of the most beautiful women to look upon. See, look at that, one of the daughters of Zion. But not our women, man. I mean, our women still beautiful. But hey, that spirit, man. Hey, but they gonna get washed up, like Isaiah 4 says. Don't get washed up. They gonna get right in the kingdom. They gonna get right, man. But yeah, it says she put on her earrings, man. So she wore earrings. Our forefathers and foremothers wore earrings. Wasn't nothing to it, man. It was just what? Jewelry and fashion. Not too deep, you know what I'm saying? But let's prove that piercings are lawful. Because the Most High said, you are to do this. You are to pierce to signify this. Right? And that's in the law. Let me get Exodus 21:6. And I'm going to wrap it up. Milk Mondays, right? I mean, I hope this is the milk. This should be the milk for you brothers, man. Right? This should be the milk for you Akim and Aqua out there. There's nothing deep. It's not a deep parable, not a prophecy. You know what I'm saying? It's plain upon tables, man. All right. Let's start at verse 1. Exodus chapter 21, verse 1. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges, and he shall bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. So he shall bore his ear with an awl. So let's get into that awl. You see? Proving that piercings is lawful. The Most High said, do this. Right? The Most High said, the Most High wouldn't say, do this to signify this. And then on the other hand say, you can't do that. Right? That's just another. Right? We got to rightly divide the word of truth, man. Let's go. Let's start at bore. Bore first. Shall bore his ear. See? He shall bore his ear. He shall pierce his ear. Right? The Most High didn't say he shall cut his ear and singe his ear. Right? The Most High didn't say mark print on his body to signify he's. No, the Most High simply said he shall bore his ear, meaning pierce his ear with an awl. And he shall be a servant forever. See? I mean, that's plain. You got the root word. We can go ahead and say it.
Strong's H 7527. Ratzah. Ratzah.
Rasa, right? See, rasa, right? To bore, pierce of the ear. I mean, that's plain. I mean, that's simple. I mean, that's milk, man. The Most High said, pierce. If you're serving, if you want to be free, but he got a family. He don't leave a family. Right? If you're serving, he came in by himself, but you gave him a wife. He bought children, this and that. He shall go out by himself, but he won't leave by himself. He want to stay with you and children, wife, whatever. Bore his ear, which means pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall be a servant forever, man. See, that's in the law. It's lawful to pierce. It's lawful to pierce your servant's ear, man. And we wear earrings, so that's in the law, so obviously it's lawful. Right? But I'm gonna get another precept on the boring thing. Deuteronomy 15. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 17. Thou shalt take an awl and thrust it through his ear into the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. And also unto thy married servant thou shalt do likewise. See? So the man and the women, man servant and the maid servants. You know what I'm saying? They want to be a servant forever. Right? It's time for them to go free. They won't want to leave. Just pierce their ear with an awl. And what is an awl? I didn't get that. An awl. We didn't touch upon that. An awl. Right? Awl. Boring instrument. Awl. Or an awl. Let's look it up. Awl. Right? An awl. Right? Piercing awl. Pierce his ear with an awl. So, right, when they pierce his ear with an awl, and they take it out, and then they have a big ass piercing in their ear to signify they was what? To signify they was their master forever. So I mean, that clearly proves it, man. We wear earrings. It's lawful to wear. Yes, it's lawful to wear earrings. You can't have piercings, earrings, or nose piercings. Now, you know, it don't be folly with it. Now, don't get foolish. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't be. Let everything be done decently in order. Let's get that decently in order. Right. Let all things be done. Or Salakia, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. You see? So I mean, you can have earrings, you can have a nose ring, you know what I'm saying? You can have earrings. Do what you do. Right now. Don't get foolish with cause Jake's simple, man. Jake like to get, you know what I'm saying? Jake talking about I'm gonna pierce my tongue, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get a belly, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't be simple. You know what I'm saying? Let's leave it at don't be simple, man. Be wise, right? Be wise, use wisdom, right? It's lawful. Yes, you can have earrings, right? A nose ring, yes, right? No, you're not going off. No, it's not a sin, all right? Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, through the milk. Him who close out with a precept. Him shall he teach doctrine, man. Because that's what we doing. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, right? So you got to understand this milk. Get that milk. Get that nutrients from this milk. The milk is the law and commandments, man. Understand that first, man. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. You see? And what did King David say? He said, through thy precepts. Through thy precepts. Let me get that. Through thy precepts. You see? Psalms 119, 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. Right? Good understanding. Psalms 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Rishah is the beginning of wisdom, and a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever. Right? By Shema Mashak Yahushai. Right? Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Rishah by Shema Kakwadash. Lord willing, it's edified the elect. Right? I want to tell all you mighty men, Akim and Aquath out there, hey man, just keep studying, man. Keep reading, keep striving for that prize, right? Revelation 1:3 says, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." So, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Now is the time to keep these commandments, to get sucked with this milk. You know what I'm saying? Get built up in his faith and fight the good fight, like Paul said. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Shalom.